recognize the problem, and everyone talks about, but something else I think is a problem, really, is horror movies based off IP of children's stories, and it's becoming a fucking fad. And that leads me to our featured story of the night! So what I want to talk about, really, is all these fucking movies about the Grinch, the mean one, being a fucking horror movie. That's fucking nuts, you know? Apparently there's a Bambi movie coming out, everybody, and Bambi's gonna be fucking killing people. There's also, again, Winnie the Pooh movie came out, and Winnie the Pooh is fucking slaughtering people. There's another Winnie the Pooh thing coming out about Christopher Robin being like in his 40s and like losing his shit and taking drugs and seeing Winnie the Pooh again. And like there's all these movies based off of Hollywood IP that's like kid stories they're turning into horror movies. And it comes down to like, is this a good thing or will it never stop? Because these products that have been like out of the public domain for a long time are becoming public domain. And so now people can do whatever the fuck they want with them. And is it a problem? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it fine to do this? I just don't think it is. But that goes on. There's a Peter Pan horror movie coming out, everybody. Peter Pan killing fucking bitches. It's called Peter Pan Goes to fucking hell. Well, it's called Peter Pan Goes to hell. Peter Pan Goes to hell. You know, I mean, that's a fucking lot to me. The Bambi movie is like, too, I'm like, you know, I fucking trashed Bambi last time we were on the show. I'm sorry, Bambi. I apologize. You're fucking nice. You're a friend of the fucking show. Don't be murdering bitches. That's all I can say. They're saying the Peter Pan one is like a slasher movie. It's like Psycho and Nightmares and Damaged Brain combined. Right. And then they're also saying that the other one, the Bambi one. Oh, I'm fucking losing my shit right here. There's another one. It's blows my fucking mind.
Hold on. You call Bambi a friend of the show, you got to drink.
Friend of the show. I mean,
animated friend of the show.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Still friend of the show, Rachel. Don't try to fucking police me.
I wasn't policing it. I was just calling it as
it's a lot.
It's monumental.
It's a lot. And it's happening more and more and more. And I know we have a lot of people who love horror tonight, so I wanted to talk about it just a little bit. Just talk about it a little bit. Stupid GR says, I know GR. Let's go to Mr. Rolland first. Mr. Rolland, because we got to start with, Jacob once. Jacob, what do you think about this trend? Is it going to become a big thing that never ends? Are we going to take every fucking character and make them a horror movie? Or will it end? And is it good or bad for fucking cinema?
All right, first things first. Lexi, mute your mic. Secondly, what I'm going to say is this. I'm slightly biased because I actually do like the concept for this. I think it's funny. I find it fascinating. I like garbage shit. That's fine. But I will say this. I was able to have the lead actress in The Mean One on my show, IPA, and having talked to her and going back and looking at the trend of these movies, The Mean One was the first to really set this off. It was an independent film. It started off as a short, and the short was so popular that the people asked for them to do this, and they got the budget and the funding to make this into a full feature, and it took off. The Mean One makes sense. The Grinch is a monster. He's scary. He's fucking mean. That makes sense. Winnie the Pooh, I can't fucking explain that. They just jumped on that one. All right, Bambi, I have no fucking clue what's going on with Bambi, but I'll fucking watch it. To me, I think it's interesting, and it's a new direction for horror. Horror changes every 10 years. Something popular is always happening, and for once, I'm just fucking happy it's no longer vampires. Vampires went on for 15 fucking years. You're supposed to have 10 years of a monster and move the fuck on in horror. So I'll just say this. I'm actually here to check it out. I think it's going to be cool. I have no idea why they're doing Bambi. I don't fucking get it.
Public domain.
I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it because it'll be interesting. Is it original? Not really. But what they're doing with it is kind of original. I'll take that. I think there are better children's stories that they can play on to make them better. I mean, they tried for years with Hansel and Gretel, and it just never got it right for some reason. I mean, the formula's right fucking there.
It's right.
But
it's
they
right there.
couldn't get it right.
A horror movie.
Yeah, they just couldn't get it. And I've liked the Hansel and Gretel movies. They were fun, but they weren't like as scary as they could be. But yeah, I think The Mean One's awesome. You should definitely check that out. I hear good things about Winnie the Pooh. It's funny as fuck considering what it's about. So maybe Bambi will be funny. So if you're talking comedy horror, yes, children's movies or children's books turned into horror can be fucking funny if done right as a horror. But if you're trying to make that shit serious like Silence of the Lambs, nah.
It doesn't work. Okay,
Yeah.
but is there a problem with this though? Rachel, do you think there's a problem that we're taking kids' IP that people watch because it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be good for kids and turning into horror movies? Or do you think it's fine? What do you think about this?
I just think it's lazy as shit. I think it's uninspired. I think it's taking stupid shit that people used to pass around on the internet and going from there. It's dumb. It's really stupid. If you want to take fairy stories and make them into horror, just do the original versions of all of the Grimm fairy tales. They're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
They're horrifying. So just do true.
Somebody should do a Bluebeard.
Do true to story versions of
Bluebeard.
Cinderella and stuff. Because if
Cinderella
you
is really
true
fucking
to
disturbing,
story,
by the way.
It's really fucked up. They're
Yes, it
cutting
is.
bits off of their feet to try and to fit in these shoes.
Yep.
It's gross.
Right.
So if you just do true to the source material with some of these fairy stories, you're gonna automatically get a really fucking scary thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's stupid. It's uninspired. I'm not here for it.
It's
For the
happening
record, What do you
constantly.
think the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker is actually about? They're really fucked up stories.
Fucking killing
Probably.
bitches,
Well, did you guys ever see back in the day with Sigourney Weaver, Snow White: A Tale of Terror? Where they
Beautiful
did,
movie.
Like, the
I loved it.
Adult,
Great.
Yeah, the adult version
witch
of
was
like
scary as
Snow
fuck.
White.
It is
Yeah,
capitalism.
That movie's awesome. Like that movie's great. So it's like
It was ahead of its time.
Do adult versions of like fairy tales.
You don't even need to do adult versions of it. Just do it true to the source material. The original story
Right,
of Snow White
exactly.
is fucking
Like,
horrifying.
When you talk about like the Grimm's versions of fairy tales, like they're absolutely brutal. But like I guess like when you're talking about what we're talking about here, like where we're taking Winnie the Pooh and like a Bambi, and I guess like Bambi's got some tragedy in it. Like there's a way to take the story, whatever. But I guess like if you're trying to do a horror movie, like, Bambi doesn't need to be going around and like killing people.
What about Peter Pan, Lexi?
Absolutely, push that shit to the limit. Like that shit's fucked up. I've always thought Peter Pan was a fucked up story. I'm like, that's just about a fucking kid who goes to like weird imaginary land and takes kids to a weird imaginary land.
It has
There's
potential.
so much fucked up shit in that story. Actually, I think that story pushes the line of like incest, and I've wondered why for years, like why it's a story that we talk about anyway. So I'm like, I don't know why.
Rachel's
Incest where?
It depends on which version you talk about. Like it's weird.
Like, I'll give you pedophilia. I'll give you inappropriate stuff. But incest? I'm not seeing
Incest, I don't know. Maybe I'm like,
Wendy and her brothers look into it. It's fucking weird.
Rachel's not sold on that.
I'll say this though too. If you want to talk about taking these family kids movies and books turning into horror, a ton of free IP is in actual fucking horror movies. There's a ton of horror movies out there that's free IP. Look at Night of the Living Dead. Turn that into a family film. I'd love to see that. I want to see something wholesome out of Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
I want to see the opposite. I want to see horror movies made family friendly.
I said for years, I'd love to see Disney do high quality animated versions of horror classics. Like I'd love to see Disney do a version of Dracula and Frankenstein. I'd love to see Disney do a version of Night of the Living
Dracula,
Dead.
the real love story.
Frankenstein.
I'd love to see adult versions, like adult animated versions of classic horror, the same way that Disney does does animated versions of classic, children's stories. So I'd love to see that done with adult like horror as well. I think Disney could do that, but I know they won't. Like I know that's something they won't do. But could you imagine?
Think about it though. It's a
like
good...
think about Disney. Like they think about like the story, like the was it like the Fantasia, the Chernobyl, you know what I'm talking about? Chernobyl.
Not Chernobyl.
Mountain.
Imagine that level of animation done with like the story of Dracula.
Yeah,
In the
Dracula,
40s, they
a love
absolutely could have done
story
that. They're not
about a
going to do it
man
right now.
obsessed and a woman possessed.
Could you imagine how stunning Disney's Dracula could be? Could you imagine how stunning the animation?
But they're not gonna. If I agree,
Obviously.
if it had been the
They did
40s
Dracula for
when they
Netflix.
did the hand-drawn animation, that would have been beautiful.
Right. Like, could you imagine?
They're not
like,
gonna do it today.
Obviously, like, it's not gonna work. But like, I just like that's my vision for Disney. I'm like, I want to see Disney's adult animation division. Like, that's what I'm here for. I want us to do the classics. I want us to do adult classics. Like, that's always been my dream. But they'll never do it. Like, that's never gonna happen. So.
Disney does Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my god!
As long as it stars Winona Ryder, I'll watch it.
Let's go to
And
Sabrina
there
for
was
a
Pride and
second.
Prejudice and zombies, so like, why not?
Yeah. Sabrina, what do you think about this? Do you think this is a good idea? Are you agreeing with everybody that's fine to make horror movies based off this IP, or do you think that maybe we should not be doing this?
No, I don't really love any of this, honestly. I think that it's terrifying for like people who grew up with these creatures and people and things like as something that they related to being dissected into horror. And there are still children who are watching Bambi and who are watching Little Mermaid like on whatever the Disney
Plus,
whatever fucking stupid version. And then like if you and if then you see a horror version of that, I think that's very scarring for a child. Like I don't think it's cool or necessary.
But it's not for them.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But if you see someone, like if you were that age and you saw, Little Mermaid fucking, or, Bambi, you might click on that on your parents' TV while they were, catching a smooch in the kitchen, making you tacos. You
Catching
might
a
all of a
smooch.
sudden
Yeah, making
see
you
fucking
another
Bambi eating fucking people. Like I don't think that this is all. I really think like you can do a lot of things with horror. I don't think you need to invade children IP shit. I really think it's kind of fucked up. Like, get an original idea. Like, honestly, please and thank you. Get an original idea. Also, the original, since this is a thing right now, Little Mermaid's coming out. The original Little Mermaid, she traded her voice for legs that were in extreme pain every time she walked. So if she moved or did anything, her legs were in excruciating pain. She also couldn't speak. So, like, as the Little Mermaid, it's like, she just didn't know how to walk on her legs. No, the actual story was that it was excruciatingly fucking painful for her to walk on her legs. And then there was, like, one point in the original story where she had to dance, which, again, excruciatingly painful. And another clause in the original story was that if she, if the prince that she went up there for married someone else, she would just cease to exist and burst into sea foam. So when he did marry someone else, which he did, she burst into sea foam and ceased to exist. So
it's
I
a tragic
really
story.
think
It's not
it
a
really
fun
is
romp.
no,
R-rated.
not at all.
R-rated DuckTales. Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
I want
Disney-
R-rated DuckTales.
Disney seems to swoop in and like pretend like these awful, shitty fucking stories are like magical tales, and then they make millions and millions of dollars on them. So I don't.
Millions and billions.
I don't
So
need-
Sabrina,
I
what
didn't-
you're saying is we just need Disney X. We need them to tell the real story.
So
if
to
you want to do a
Sabrina's
horror
point-
version, sure.
To Sabrina's point about the kids finding this content, fuck them kids, honestly. Not all content can
Right,
be
not
available
friends of
for
the
kids.
show.
Put a
We love you,
sensor
kids.
on your TV. There's ways to. There's ways
Why
to
don't
prevent your kids.
why
from
don't you
seeing
put
certain
bad
content.
parenting into this equation, which is like literally most parents. So if
I'm
you
not
just-
saying like all
I'm an
parents are
amazing
bad
parent.
at all, but
Yeah, I'm
like
not saying you're
I'm
not.
saying
but a lot of
don't
parents
make
don't pay attention to things like that.
don't make content for adults with kids in mind. Like that's all I'm saying.
Well, don't make
my
content for
problem with this
adults
is that
with
it's
Bambi in
uninspired.
mind.
It's uninspired. I agree. Don't make it, but because it's uninspired, not because
No, there should be no
give a shit.
limitations. I don't believe in censorship. I'm a father of a 6-year-old. When he watches something scary that he finds on his own, I just look at him and say, "Well, now you know."
Fuck yeah, Whelan.
That's not
Friend
a
of the show.
parenting approach.
That's fucked up.
Friend of the
Jacob.
show. The one kid that's a friend of the show.
Oh, drink.
Greg,
Friend
I
of the
love
show.
Whelan. He's awesome.
Kids are already seeing scary shit. Like parents are already letting kids
That's
access
right,
Have you seen the shit on
Five Nights
YouTube?
at Freddy's
It
and shit like
terrifies
that.
me.
So
This shit's fucking
What?
scary.
What's
The
Yeah,
kids got
it's
bigger
just-
balls than me to watch this shit. And I'm like,
What were you talking
I
about?
was gonna show you fucking Cannibal Holocaust, but you've already seen the fucking Siren Head, so I don't have anything to top that.
Show
Kid.
him Cannibal.
Cannonball Holocaust?
Fucking
I'm just
Never heard
making
that,
an
or whatever
analogy.
you
What
said.
is that?
Oh my
It's
god!
a beautiful movie about respecting and understanding a native culture
Don't show him.
and what happens when you're
Don't
disrespectful.
show.
This
I don't
is a
think
lot. This
that's
is
for
a
me.
lot.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It's
it's
not.
uninspired. It's stupid.
It's
Get
not
that
for
out.
Turtle
everyone.
soup.
Telling you
Turtle
not to
soup.
show him that. Don't show him that because I have.
I'm gonna wait till he's 16 for that one.
16's fine.
Yeah.
16's
Yeah.
totally fine.
That might be
14 is even fine.
better.
I would
He
say
already walked
14.
in with me watching Ju-On, and I was like,
What?
"Why would you come in while I'm watching this?" And the whole
We'll
movie's
even
slow as
go
fuck. And the one scene he
with
comes in on is
13.
this bitch crawling down the stairs backwards, going, "Ah," and he's
mean-
like, "This is shit from my nightmares." It's like you can say it this one time,
I just-
and I love my son for that.
That's
Ju-On is
literally
just
shit from
awesome.
my nightmares, and I'm an adult.
I
And
just
you know
don't
what?
get
You know
though.
what, Sabrina? Now he knows.
No, the more you know. The more you know.
I don't subscribe to that. That's
And
maybe
now
that's why he
it's
runs
half the
around in
battle.
circles in the back fucking yard. He's running from that bitch who's crawling down the stairs backwards. Maybe
Oh my
that's what's
God.
happening.
That's just horrifying. That fucking grudge
I just-
noise. Oh my god.
I seen it.
I just don't get how Winnie the Pooh is such a focus on these because we have, Blood and Honey.
For shock
There's this other one
value.
coming out now. You got the one with Christopher Robin. There's like 3 right there.
Have
Which,
you
by the
ever-
way,
Winnie the Pooh. I just want to say, Brian, Winnie the Pooh. It shouldn't have been Winnie the Pooh. It should have just been a grizzly bear wearing a red T-shirt that he stole off a fucking camper and somehow
Haven't-
slipped into it
You
and just
can't-
goes on
you
a
can't
fucking
do the
rampage
red
like Cocaine Bear. That's Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Simple.
Haven't you ever seen the old YouTube video of Winnie the Pooh worship Satan?
No.
Oh, I'll have to send that to you. That's like the best video ever. Like once
They
you see
they
that,
take
it'll all
old Winnie
make
the Pooh
sense.
footage
What's
and
Tigger
like
doing?
redub it.
Tigger.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here's the thing. the
Don't do
reason
that.
they
That's
do
an
it, it's-
impression drink.
all of these.
My kid tried to tell me
are-
about
Good.
listening to shit backwards, and I was like, "Oh yeah, check out this Kiss album."
all of these.
No, just
All of these
fucking fool
films
me,
are
man.
just for shock value. They're low
it's
budget.
all it is.
They're just they're throwing stuff together in hopes that enough people will watch it. They can make a little
cares?
bit of money from it based on the hype around it.
Go for
That's
I
all
don't
it
fucking
is.
care. I
But I just want to point out one last time: props to the Mean One for starting it all. Props to them. That is an independent,
That makes
fully
sense.
independent film
No,
with
no.
a fully
They're all
independent
fully
company
independent.
knocking that shit out.
Meanwhile,
And those other fuckers just capitalize on it, and now Disney and all
Oh.
these other free IPs are like,
Jacob.
"Ooh, let's
This
capitalize
this
on
isn't a new thing. People have been doing this on the
Meanwhile-
internet for decades.
Mean One did not start it all. It was Blood and Honey that started it all. It was the Winnie the Pooh one. That
No,
started
it
all.
wasn't. No,
it
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
totally was.
Mean
You're
One was
wrong.
first. I'm telling you,
You're
Mean One was first.
wrong. You're
Listen
And
to
then,
my
like-
episode of IPA
Blood
sessions.
and Honey.
Creepypasta
totally
was
wrong.
first.
Cheap plug. Listen.
And then that Frightful Night, or what was the one with David Harbour? Frightful Night, was that called?
Yeah. Yeah. Frightful Night.
Silent Night.
I mean,
The
to be
Christmas
fair,
movie.
to be fair,
is way
Sigourney
older than
Weaver,
that.
Snow White technically
If you're
started
going
it all.
Totally
old
different.
school,
Totally
like, that's
different.
totally different. Like, yeah. Like,
Totally
whatever.
different. Different genre.
just-
different thing.
By the way,
It just-
Mike,
Just because
Hi.
kids like Santa doesn't mean the same fucking
I
thing
know
as
him.
Bambi.
I know
Don't
him.
make fun
You
of
know
Santa.
Santa.
Santa's
I
real,
know- I
goddammit.
know.
He's awesome.
Santa's a fucking friend of the show. That's
He'll-
all I can
he'll
say.
give
Bringing
you a
presents
spice
to all
and
the
a
friends of the
bag of
show.
Mike has
That's
an
all he's doing.
Mike has an amazing
loves cruise control.
beard. He has one of the
Santa,
best
friend of the
beards.
show.
I don't know
Mike
how
is
it
an
right
amazing-
now, but I know last time he was on, it was amazing. So we'll just say it's
Who?
amazing right now.
Mike says hi.
Oh my god!
Somehow
Apparently it's a
I'm
high.
Lexi got onto Mike.
I love
Talking about Mike
listening
is
to you.
weird.
We should hang
I
out.
don't know where'd that
sometime.
come from, Lexi. All of a sudden, we got Mike's beard in the. I guess because he felt trash talked last time he was on here, so he's.
To be fair,
Mike's back in the
Sabrina's always
house.
talking shit to poor Mike. He is a sweet,
I know.
sweet
Not
soul,
talking
and
shit
you
to
are
you.
just constantly
Fuck you,
berating the
Jacob.
poor
I'm
guy.
gonna talk shit to you.
And he has
Right.
piercing
I don't
blue
care.
eyes.
Right, he does absolutely.
This
Mike's
is
my
now a
favorite.
Mike
Not
fan
talk shit to
podcast.
him.
Mike is your best
Mike,
guest.
do I talk?
after me,
Do I talk shit
obviously.
to you? I just speak.
I'm the best guest, then Mike, then Lexi.
Excuse me.
Whoa,
I
Whoa,
buddy.
shit.
Whoa.
You're not even
There's
in
a
the
lot
top
of
five.
bullets
Whoa.
and
I've been
fucking
on
shots
5
fired.
times now.
Not even in the
Shots
top
fired.
five.
I don't even know how many times I've been on. More than 5.
Yeah, you don't count at this point. You're like the co-host that no one knows but they recognize.
No, I said you're
Oh,
not in
shit.
the top five. By the way, I didn't say you weren't there more than 5 times. I said you're not in the top 5 of hosts. So
Everybody
fuck
out
off.
there needs to know everybody that comes on the show. We get sometimes they describe people like curly blonde-haired person and blue-haired
Yep, that's
person and bald person in the comments. Guys, you know.
That's right. I'm a beautiful curly-haired person.
We love
Mike,
you
I
all.
asked you a question, Mike.
completely
Answer
side
the
point.
fucking question.
Sabrina's
Yeah. What's the
hair.
side point?
Sabrina's hair is on point tonight. Like
Oh,
fucking
thank
His
you.
hair always looks good.
fabulous. Like it looks.
Sabrina
so
always looks
good.
beautiful.
Thank
She
you.
really
Thank you
does.
so much.
I took time to clean my head. Look at this.
Sorry, Jacob. Sorry.
He took
Yeah.
time to clean his head, so let's give him. Your
Oh,
head
stop
looks
kissing ass,
amazing.
Mike. You can't pick
Thank
fun,
you.
number one.
All I
Get
want
outta
is
here.
validation in life. Thank you.
You look amazing. It's so good. It's so good.
Anyways, everybody, you know, the horror movie scene has been changing quite a bit in the past few years. And I don't know if it's COVID on people's brain or what it is, but, you know, we all of a
COVID
sudden
fucked us
have
all
all
up.
these. It fucked us all up. Now we want to see Bambi fucking slaughter a bitch. I don't know what it is, but that's what we want to see. And
I'm here
that's
for
where
it.
it's going.
I'll
It's, I
watch
mean,
it.
a lot of people will be. Blood and
I'll
Honey
wa-
did great. The Mean One did great. I mean, for independent, like, it's low budget. Even the people that were creating these are talking about Bambi and talking about the new Winnie the Pooh. They're saying it's like going back to the Sam Raimi days, lower
Yeah.
budget, making
I'll
something
watch
good.
this shit 100%.
I'm here for
Sam
all of
Raimi had
that.
original ideas.
All
But they're not
of
original.
that.
Watch this shit.
I'm
They're
here
original
for
in their
anybody
own right, but they're
His were
not.
original. His
fucking
were
with
original.
children's properties. Fuck with all the children's properties. Make all of the Dr. Seuss shit into horror movies. I don't give a shit.
Well,
I'll watch all of
congratulations.
it.
You just
No.
gave a bunch of producers. a
Cindy Lou
brilliant
Blue
idea.
Who?
Green
No.
eggs and ham and body parts.
That's a different type of
Rachel,
movie.
Rachel heard that
No,
one.
it's green
Rachel heard
eggs and
that
death.
one.
Yeah, there you go. I'm here for it. All
Right,
right.
please.
One fish, two fish,
Teach a
dead
child.
Red fish.
One
blue
fish,
jack.
two fish, dead fish.
Yeah. There you go.
What's the next one? What's the next one?
Horton hears a death cry.
Oh, the places you'll go to your death.
The cat that went splat.
You hopped on top
No,
one too
none
many
of these.
times.
Yeah.
None of these
Hop
make me
on
happy. None
top
of
and
these
watch
make me
the
happy.
organs spill out. Just
Green eggs
everywhere.
and cyanide.
What's that really
You're right.
racist one that they banned? You can just call it the racist one.